Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Uncle Major, and from now on, I'm your favorite gamer uncle. No pun intended. In this video I'm gonna be covering some spots on where to farm the Guardian armor set, which is composed by the Guardian Mask, Guardian Garb Full Bloom, Guardian Bracers, and Guardian Greaves. And also their weapon, the Guardian Swordspear, which is not a sword, nor a spear. It is actually a halberd. If you don't know any of this stuff and just click this video for the curiosity, let me tell you something. You should definitely try to farm for this weapon because it's really good for the extended builds. Both armor set and weapons have a chance to be dropped by these enemies called Guardians. That means all of their items must be farmed and not a single one is found as a loot on the world. Here's the deal, there are a lot of spots to farm for those, and they all work quite well. Of course there are spots that are better than the others, but each has its own advantage. First I will be showing 4 farm spots, and then I will give you some tips for new players how to make the farming easier. And finally, I will point out the most important traits of these items. So the first spot that I will be showing is the one on Tombward Catacombs, located in Weeping Peninsula, aka Australia. What you're going to do first is get to the entrance of the Tombward Catacombs, which is a bit hidden behind these columns. Once you open the door, activate the side grace because it will be the starting point for this farming route. To start, leave the catacombs and once outside, turn right, going around the column, heading northwest. Jump over these rocks to find the first Guardian to kill. After he is done, look north and go between these trees and bushes. There are 3 Guardians here that will emerge from the ground. Spray some herbicide in their faces and check to see if they dropped anything. Then just go a bit more to the north again to find another Guardian that is buried on the ground, near some bushes. After killing him, there are 2 ways to proceed. If you are using consumable to boost item discovery, then right back to the side grace and repeat the process until you get what you want. But if you are not using consumable, or you just ran out, you can go towards east to the wooden bridge. There will be 3 more Guardians for you to kill. After the third one, that is very close to the wooden bridge, just open your map and fast travel to the side of grace. Next farming spot is at the minor Erdtree church, located here in capital Outskirts. There are 6 Guardians around the ruins of the church. The best route I found here is starting from the side of grace and head north towards the ruins entrance. As soon as you leave the ruins, look left to find a Guardian half buried on the ground between 2 giant jars. After pushing that width, go north again, down the road to find another Guardian. Next, turn back from where you came, and just a bit to your left side, there is another half-buried Guardian next to some jars. After killing this one, what you're going to do next is circle around the ruins clockwise. First, you should go after the Guardian buried in the middle of the east side of the ruins. Then go to the south part of the ruins to find one near the edge of a cliff. And the last one is very close to the previous, on the west side of the ruins. As soon as you kill this last one, look east, or your right side, to find a collapsed part of the wall that you can go through to reach the side of grace and repeat the process. The most efficient farm spot is also my favorite, more action-packed if you know what I mean. This spot is in Dragonbarrow and you start from the Dragonbarrow Fork side of grace, located here on the map. Simply get up from the grace and go up the road to the east. There are 14 Guardians on this road. Most of them are buried on the ground as a reminder that they are nothing but weed waiting to get a nice spray of Agent Orange in their faces. They are all easy to spot, so I don't even need to point that out for you. Maybe the only exceptions is when getting near the minor Erdtree because there are 3 of them, number 10, 11, 12, set on a rock above the road that you must get close to them because sometimes they don't seem to get aggro by just riding on the road. After killing the 14th Guardian, just ride back to the side of grace if you're using consumables, or simply fast travel back to it if you're not. And the final spot that I'd like to show you is in Leyndell Royal Capital, starting from the Erdtree Sanctuary side of grace, aka the Golden Godfrey Arena. There are 2 important details about this place. First, it is the only one where you can get the Guardian Garb Full Bloom chest piece. And second, you cannot rush to this spot as soon as you start a new game, while all the others you can do that. So, starting from the side of grace, you already can see a Guardian to the south. If you're not going to use any consumables, then start from hand and make your way down to the roots of the Erdtree. There will be 13 guardians for you to kill in total. Once you reach your final victim, just fast travel back to the Side of Grace and repeat. But if you're going to use a consumable, then instead of going from that guardian to the south, you will be going up the roots. For that, go west instead. Once you pass through the exit, turn left, and from the railing look down to see a roof with a guardian on it. Dive bomb on that guy and then look for a corpse with an item where you need to jump down next. Then kill the next 2 flower men, and when the route path splits, go to the left and simply ignore the single guardian to your right side. He's a bit far away and it is not that effective going after him. Then the rest is very simple. Just keep going up the roots, trimming all those small twigs that grows on the lower parts of the tree trunk, if you know what I mean, until you reach the Side of Grace from where you started. Knowing all these 4 spots, my recommendations are the following. If you are going to farm from the start of a new game, go for the farm spot in Peninsula. If you already have a reasonable high level character, then go to the Dragonbarrow Fork Side of Grace. And finally, you need to farm from the Erdtree Sanctuary Side of Grace in Leyndell Royal Capital if what you need is the Guardian Garb Full Bloom chest piece. Now I'm going to give you some tips on how to make your farming sessions less hazardous to your health. First, let's take a look at the Guardians. They are weak to slash damage, but they are also extremely vulnerable to fire damage, so I will show you some tips to exploit that for new characters. First, go to the Gatefront Ruins Side of Grace and get Turret, and then go down the road. On the ruins of the right side of the road, there is a stairs that lead to a small underground room with a chest inside. Open to get the Whetstone Knife, which is an item that you need to apply Ashes of War on your weapon. Next, you are going to get a fire damage Ash of War, and for that, you need to ride a little bit. Reach the Fort Gale North Side of Grace, located here in Caelid, also known as Ohio. Exactly on this side of Grace, you can see that there is an invisible Catacombs. Check for a spot where you will be running through, then just wait for it and boink the bug in the head. That will give the Flame of the Red Mane's Ash of War, aka Nerf to the ground. Sit on a bonfire, sit on a Grace, and on the Ash of War tab, apply the recently acquired Ash on your weapon and set the affinity to fire. Then go to the spot in Peninsula and start throwing some minutes, maybe even hours of your life away until you get what you want. You can also check this video that I made that cover item discover. Silver Pick of All Food is the only thing that you can help you with item discover early on. So look for that chapter to see where you can get the cookbook and all ingredients to craft it. And finally, I would like to talk about a little bit about the items that you can get from the Guardians. And of course I need to start from the Guardian Swordspear. On the right side of the screen you can check the base info and requirements. What definitely stands out the most in this weapon, it is the moveset, which is almost unique to it. It is only shared with the Loretta's War Sickle and Polyarm on the Bud. Both are Sombersmith Stone's weapons. That means they cannot be infused with Ash of War, nor buffed with breezes or magic spells, while the Guardian Swordspear can. Also, it scales really well with dexterity. That means setting its affinity to King is the best choice. Also works very well with lightning affinity. So that makes this weapon an excellent choice for pure Dex builds or Dex Faith builds focused on lightning. It is a weapon that I would even recommend for new players on their first playthroughs. Now the armor set itself doesn't have anything unique about it other than its looks, which is quite different from a lot of other sets in this game. It is really lightweight, so it's a good choice for early game or if you wanna keep low equip load throughout the game. But the Guardian Garb Full Bloom is a unique chest piece. It boosts healing from the Flasks of Crimson Tears by 10%. And compared to the standard Guardian Garb, it has slightly higher damage absorption and better resistance. That'll be all, nephews. If this video was useful to you, please consider leaving a liking and subscribing to your new favorite uncle. Again, no pun intended. And if you have some time, you could also browse my channel for more farming spot and also some builds that I made for Elden Ring. I'm sure you're going to like them if you are a kind of person that doesn't drive a white SUV or pickup truck. You don't drive a white SUV or pickup truck, right, nephew? Thank you for watching, especially if you made it to the end of this video. If you did, you can claim your Uncle Token trademark by having the comment with the hashtag AgentOrange. I hope to see you on my next video, nephew. Take care.